Greetings, my fabulous fellow Americans and YouTubers, and welcome to the Outlaw Feminist. My name is Blue, and this is where I tell the tale of my own personal Thunderdome. In the last episode of My Stripperific Life, West Side Hustle, we crossed the Willamette River to the west side of Portland, Oregon, where we all did a little booty shaking at the Dollhouse Gentlemen's Club, and where you all met Ginger Hill and her Primus RC Dildo Interceptor, and the late, great Justin Norton, bouncer boss, as well as twacked out Love Potion number 9 Karen, the definition of a typical strip club manager. In this episode, we will switch clubs again, where I'll introduce you to Portland Brew history legend Mac McTarnahan, bouncer ultimate fighter Ed Shortfuse Herman, and the late Portland stripper Summer Lee. I'll also give you a little background about disco and magic here. As a reminder, my channel is always free, so help me out here and hit the like and subscribe thingies. And we will come back and talk story about my stripperific life here on the Outlaw Feminist.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up.
True to rumor, Portland is saturated with businesses of legal obscenity, so one only has to drive a few clicks and can be at a whole new business of prurient interest. And so, I split from the Dollhouse Gentlemen's Club and drove 1.9 miles down the road to Wildcats to the top of West Side's Auto Road, and not buried deep in some obscure neighborhood like the Dollhouse. The owners of Wildcats, Sean and Laura, were a friendly, good-looking couple in their mid-30s. Laura was tall and fit with long black hair and huge, round, fake boobs, compliments of Oklahoma City transaxillary, I hope I said that right, breast augmentation specialist, Dr. Dan Metcalf. Sean was also tall and fit, less the long black hair and huge fake round boobs. They didn't drink and they didn't mistreat their dancers, employees, or customers. And most importantly, at least that I ever saw, they didn't mistreat each other. The handsome couple cultivated a grown-up environment that was rowdy and aggressive, but not out of control and dangerous. Wildcats was not huge money, but it was steady, good money. And mostly, everybody had a good time and felt safe. Sean and Laura were also involved in the local MMA and jiu-jitsu communities, staffed the scorecards for the matches, and I believe that Sean was a ref. Sean and Laura were upstanding members of the community. Wildcats dancer Ariel and a few other girls flew to Oklahoma themselves to get the same round, perfect boob job as Laura. Ariel, an amazing pole dancer with a long, lean, sleek body, with those giant bolt-on boobs, she looked like a real live living Barbie doll. Then there was Jenny. Jenny was the prettiest and littlest, but she didn't need any extra boobs, as she was a natural double D. Jenny was by far the best entertainer at Wildcats. She was tiny, but her stage presence was Andre the Giant-esque, and she owned her rack. I learned a lot of naked power from Jenny. Something about a pretty, naked, bossy bitch works. Her big finale was doing naked push-ups with her legs thrown over her shoulder, which was very impressive, but it didn't look good. I learned not to do any body oddities while naked on stage. The last dancer that really left a lasting impression on me was the late, great Summer Lee. Summer Lee and her BFF Destiny were juiced up bodybuilders and were at one time Portland stripper royalty. Summer Lee and Destiny were both pretty jacked. Us aggressive jack strippers were a favorite among the feminized non-native Portland men. Fun fact. After Muscles came the well-known and way more aggressive Suicide Girl period that kind of took over in 2004. I'll talk more about the Suicide Girls later in the Badass Bouncer Chicks series that will be coming up soon. So make sure and you hit that like and subscribe and notify so you don't miss that one either. Getting back to my bodybuilder booty shaking, one Saturday night while getting ready to start my closing shift at Wildcats, I witnessed Summer Lee stumble through the drapes and faceplant in the middle of the dressing room floor. Evidently, during the day shift, Summer Lee had run up quite a bar tab. The first time Summer Lee ever hit my radar is when she was the SFX magazine cover girl, and I think it was the Babes and Guns edition. I'm pretty positive. She was very beautiful, powerful, and strong in that magazine. I honestly don't know how to describe the disappointment watching this powerful, strong beauty fail so exquisitely. Summer Lee died of a heart attack a few years ago. Rest in peace, dude. Side note, this summer is not the same summer that died in 2018. Aspen was a different summer. As for me, I found my groove at Wildcats. I had been doing security for Justin, R.I.P. bro, and I became less and less intimidated by the drunk dudes at Sniffer's Row. I was the intimidating one now. Boobs or not, my aggressive performance would amp up as pieces of lycra came off. I never learned the pole. As a student of this new profession, I paid strict attention to what made money and what did not make money. There was no significant difference between the girls that were super good on the pole and the rest of us. The pole is as far away as you can be from all of your customers and still be doing your job. I wasn't mentally stupid or lazy, plus learning the pole is embarrassing and painful, and it takes a lot of time and energy. Therefore, I opted out of the brass torture device, except for farting. If you see me at the pole, I'm totally farting. Regardless of my flatulence at the brass pole, big biceps and no boobs, I was comfortable and making decent money. I had also acquired a small handful of regular customers and a little bit of a following. In general, us Wildcat dancers were more professional with several notable outliers. The Wildcats customer base was a consistent stream of West Side working class dudes with decent manners and a few dollars to their name. Not blue collar, but notable. Meet Mac McTarnahan. Who is Mac McTarnahan, you ask? Well, he and his son Scott would often come into Wildcats and drink a bouncer's weight in beer. But if you're a beer connoisseur, you'd know that Mac was much, much more than a jolly strip club drinker. Robert Malcolm McTarnahan, Mac, is the patron saint of the Portland Brewery Company. Unfortunately, Mac passed in 2008. The same year, 2 Oregon breweries won Grand Champion Brewing Awards at the World Beer Cup, reaffirming Portland's position as the craft beer capital of the United States. I've linked information about Mac and the Portland Brewery in the description below. Mac McTarnahan was a big fish in the biggest pond. So about 7 months after my last shift at Wildcats, I dropped in to get information on Laura's boob doctor. I was ready to pull the trigger on disco and magic here. And I was surprised to see Ed Herman, the runner-up in the 3rd season of the Ultimate Fighter reality series, at the door taking IDs. We recognized each other from downtown. He was always with his super drunk, crazy-ass buddy, Chris Lieben, who appeared in the inaugural season of The Ultimate Fighter. Fun fact, Ed and Chris were both Team Quest fighters, and my family had some attachments to Team Quest as well. In addition, Chris wrestled at Benson Polytechnic, where both my father, Mac, and my grandfather, Ammon, while it was still a boys' school, attended in the 30s and the 70s. I have linked information about Ed Short Fuse and Chris the Crippler in the description below. So getting back to it, while I was waiting for Laura, I asked for a menu. You'd be shocked, but Portland strip club food, it's not bad. Ed pointed to the daily specials above the cook's window. Would you like to have the soup of the day? I looked up and read, American cheese ranch dressing soup with hot dogs, spelled out in chalky awfulness. Sweet Jesus, no, I don't want to order that. Ed chuckled. I put it up on the specials board to watch these fat strippers order it. This is how I entertain myself while I'm here. I had to inquire, has anybody ordered it yet? He said, oh yeah, about half the rotation last night and a few this afternoon. He cracked himself up with this very accurate Portland stripper metaphor. With that, I'm going to wrap up this episode. In our next episode of My Stripperific Life, I'm going to head back across the Willamette River to the east side, 10 minutes from the end of the Oregon Trail to the Dolphins Gentlemen Club. So if you guys like hearing stories of my life in the Thunderdome, make sure and hit that like and subscribe and bell so you don't miss any of the nonsense I got myself into. Until the next installment of My Stripperific Life, or My Life with Outlaw Bikers, A Stripper's Tale, or the impending series Badass Bouncer Chick, be safe, be kind, be a good American, and remember, when it comes time, you're going to have to get off the bus and walk.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up.